My Israelite brothers and sisters out there, those of you that have been scattered, and those of you that have been adopted and grafted into the fold. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I think it's over here on this side. We like when you subscribe because it just gives us the inspiration to continue to make videos. So this video is titled, Your Dead Loved Ones Are Not in Heaven Yet. Your dead loved ones, those that have died years ago, Moses, Abraham, David, Joshua, and I can name a lot more, Daniel, Zechariah, Jeremiah, Isaiah. I can keep going. None of those people are in heaven yet. They're not there. Where are they? They are in the grave. So after this video, you'll see a lesson that I have completed on this, a PowerPoint lesson. It's about 30 minutes long because I go into a lot of scriptures. You know, whenever there's indoctrination from Christianity as we know it today, that we have to come up with a lot of scriptures just to undo things that have been planted in our minds. So one of the things that have been planted in our minds is that when you go to a funeral and you know it's one of your loved ones, whether it's a parent, whatever they may, grandmother, grandfather, whatever it is, you find sometimes the pastors that are doing the eulogy, they'll say, well, you know, right now their spirit is up in heaven and they're looking down on us right now. They're with us right now. And they're not. That's not true at all. At all. It's far from the truth. So when you look at this PowerPoint lesson, that will be immediately after you watch this short promo on the subject of the matter. You will have a lot of scriptures. I go into what Jesus said about it. I go into why from the very beginning did Adam cause all of us to be cursed, to come from the ground, to have to return back to the ground. So thank the Most High God for sending his Son to come to be the first fruits so that he could guide us into becoming spiritual through the first resurrection. Now there's going to be a resurrection. I know a lot of people are not talking about that. I see, you know, as an Israelite, I'm going to be talking about these subjects because a lot of people are talking about who we are, and sometimes we kind of lose those other lessons and those other subjects that we have to dive into to even remind us as Israel and those that are adopted and grafted as Israel that the important thing is that we receive salvation, that we become born again. Now, I did a lesson on born again. We're not born again yet. Right now, we have just been born of the water. When we go through baptism, we have just been born of the water. But we also got to be born of the Spirit. And you cannot be born of the Spirit until you die. Go into the grave and hear the voice of the Most High through the last trumpet when he returns. And somebody might say, well, what happens if we don't die? Well, the scriptures are very clear. Those of us that remain, we shall be changed, and we shall be caught up in the air with those that are dead who rise first, and we all are changed into spirit at the first resurrection. And then, as Christ, the Most High, the Son of the Most High, is descending, Where is he descending from? He is descending from heaven. Where is he coming to? Right back here on earth to establish his kingdom for 1,000 years. Right here on this earth. That's why I go into the statue and the 4 beasts that come up out of the earth. There's 4 kingdoms. I go into that because at the very end, the last beast that is standing, the stone that is not made by hands, which is the representation of the Son of the Most High, he strikes the last beast, and the everything and all of the doctrines, all of the policies that are standing upon that, even right now today, will disintegrate, and the Son of the Most High establishes a kingdom, and it will rule the entire earth. But we do not die and go to heaven. From the dust we came, from the dust we must return until we hear the last trumpet, when the dead in Christ, the dead in the Messiah, will rise first, and those of us that will remain will be caught up to meet them together, and we will all be changed from flesh to spirit, from mortal to immortality, from corruption to incorruption. So we become spirit like Christ, who is the first fruits, to show how man can come through woman, become man, die, go into the grave, 3 days later be resurrected and ascend back to the Father to be waved during Pentecost as the first fruits of the resurrected. And he came back down on earth and dwelt with the disciples and was seen by over 500 until shortly before the Feast of Pentecost. He was on Mount Olives, and he went back. He ascended back into heaven, and he is returning again. But amazingly, the angels stood by and said, "Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing? For the same Messiah that you see ascending, he will descend and land right back here on Mount of Olives." And when he does that, everybody that's dead, you're not in heaven. You're not coming back with Jesus. You're not coming back with the Son of the Most High. You're in the grave. You're dead. Whether it be Moses, whether it be Jeremiah, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Habakkuk, Malachi, all of those prophets, we will all wake up and be changed together at the last trump. Okay, at the last trump. And when you read Zechariah, the 14th chapter, it will let you know what happens as the Messiah is coming down, what he's going to be doing. Okay? So that's a lesson at a different time. But I just wanted to let you know and put this lesson out, because so many people, so bad doctrine, people talk to their parents who are grandparents in some of our cases, that, you know, they're gone back to the dust from which they came. And we say, you know, they've gone on to glory. No, they're not gone on to glory. They've gone back to the earth. If they have died in Christ, if they have received him completely and fully, then at the last trump, they're going to rise. That's how it works. That's how it works, brothers and sisters. So sometimes I be watching on TV, and, you know, when you look at some of the actors and actresses that have died or whatever method of, however they died, whether it's through old age. You always hear people in Hollywood, they'll say, hey, to this person, and we know that they're right here with us tonight. No, they're not. No, they're not. I can see on TV sometimes where if an athlete passes or a sports announcer, whatever the case is, and they'll say, we know that they're here with us tonight, looking down on us. No, they are not. They are in the grave. From the dust they came to the dust they're going to return. And if they have been born of the water, that's baptism, and if they have received the Almighty and accepted His Torah, if that has been their life, then they will be a part of that first resurrection. It's just that simple. The Bible is just that clear. It's just that simple. It's not complicated. So these things have been indoctrinated into us, and because a lot of people just don't read, a lot of people just say what they heard other people say throughout the ages. It sounds good. It has become the appropriate norm to say things. So just check it out. The next time you go to a funeral, just check it out. Watch what somebody say. They've gone on to glory, but yet they're still with us. Just listen. And those are things that have been passed down, and they have become the acceptable norm that is inappropriate, that is not according to the Word of God. So I just want to drop that to you. Don't forget to listen to that video, that lesson, right after this one. Okay? You'll see it. It should be in the proper lineup. Thank you for subscribing. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next lesson. Be blessed.